needed that one. You liars. Yes. Holy Toledo. Look at you people. Sit down, everybody. Sit down. That lady fainted. Get that lady some water. Happy Friday, everyone. You know, it's been another great week of shows, thanks mostly to some great guests, great fans, but mostly due to me. How do I do this every day? It's a good question, and frankly, it's none of your business. You're really very nosy. Now, usually this is where I launch everyone into the weekend with another thought-provoking monologue, but tonight we're changing things up. As most of you know, on Fridays, we typically do our leftovers segment at the end of the show, but not anymore.
Greg's Leftovers.
Yes! Oh, it feels like the end of the show. It's time once again for Leftovers, the segment Dr. Drew called that thing that proves Greg and his staff need professional help. Actually, it's where I read the jokes that we didn't use this week. But we can't eat without our guests. He always gives me a thumbs up during prostate exams. Host of Dr. Drew After Dark, Dr. Drew. There's some music behind this. She talks business like it's nobody's business. Host of the Evening Edit at 6 p.m. on Fox Business, Liz McDonald. Tomorrow is her birthday, and she doesn't look a day over 50. Yeah. Fox News contributor, Kat And the Goodyear blimp is his pillow. My massive sidekick and the NWA World Television Champion, Tyrus. All right. Let's dig in, as they say. So as always, it's my first time reading these, so if they suck, don't blame me. The co-founder of Red Bull, who claimed to drink a dozen cans of the beverage per day, died this week at age 78. The family plans a private burial once he stops moving. That's good. One for one, everybody. A Golden Girls-themed restaurant is set to open in New York City next month. Fans of the show look forward to the Night Owl dinner special scheduled for 3 p.m. Saw that one coming. Other than that, it's just like any other restaurant, except the waitresses constantly ask you why you aren't married yet. It's funny. During a recent TV appearance, Martha Stewart revealed that she would consider dating Pete Davidson. She says his tattoos remind her of her prison girlfriend. During an episode of Jay Leno's Garage, President Biden drove a Corvette 118 miles per hour in a drag race. When asked by reporters what it was like to go that fast, the president replied, "Pancakes. I love pancakes." President Biden was mocked this week for claiming the extra cost of roomier airline seats is unfair to people of color. And rightfully so, because if anyone's complaining about needing an extra 6 inches, it's probably not the black guys. How dare you applaud this? On her recent show, MSNBC host Nicole Wallace floated the idea of foreign countries monitoring our elections. Meanwhile, Democrats added, while they're here, they may as well vote. It's funny because it's true. I just coined that. You never heard that before, did you? Oh, shut up. A new study finds that only about 5% of plastic in the U.S. is recycled every year. Well, there goes my chances of living forever, said Madonna. Oh. That was good. Wow. Speaking of, she's debuting a new line of necklaces that have a tiny sex toy attached. The jewelry's available in gold or silver, and according to the former singer, pairs well with her Life Alert bracelet. Could have just said Life Alert bracelet. It would have got a good laugh. Russian companies offering customers the chance to participate in their own funeral and experience being buried alive for 57 grand. But you don't need that much to experience being buried alive. All you need is $50 for a hotel room and $50 for a 400-pound hooker. Oh. according to Hunter Biden. I didn't like that one, but okay. Spirit Airlines shareholders have officially approved a takeover by JetBlue. In return, shareholders will get a bag of blue potato chips and a case of ringworm. Courtesy laugh. A new Labor Department report finds that inflation has driven Halloween candy prices to record highs. It's gotten so bad that this year's trick-or-treaters will have to settle for generic razor blades. Back on track. This week, Pope Francis admitted that even priests and nuns have problems with watching porn. According to their search history, their favorite position to watch is missionary. Yeah, it felt gross coming out of my mouth. Usually it's the reverse.
No! Not playing in your game.
A California marijuana company is being sued after complaints that their weed wasn't making customers high enough. But the company refutes these claims, saying their product seems to be working just fine for John Fetterman. And finally, progressives are launching a new plan to radicalize Real Housewives fans by littering social media with left-wing platitudes. But if you want to combine obnoxious, washed-up women in politics, just turn on The View. I give it a solid B+. All right, to the big story of the day. Elon's Twitter purchase is official. And no sooner did he take over the place that Musk sent execs to outer space. So Elon's $44 billion takeover of Twitter is a done deal. Now I can finally admit men have a penis. Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
This is pretty exciting. What's your? I mean, I legitimately think he's going to do something big.
Well, he's already started. That guy does not waste time, right? He's cast out a bunch of executives, and I'm confused by why people are upset with him. He bats 1,000. Everything he touches gets better. Give him a chance. What I don't understand, maybe you guys had already discussed this, but when he walked in with the kitchen sink, is he meaning he's going to throw everything out except the kitchen sink? Is that the message, or what was he intending by walking in with a sink?
I think it was to capture all the liberal tears.
It was a miss, because that's what I thought too, Doc. It's like he's throwing everything but the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
But what he was going for was let that sink in. But when you're a billionaire, no one's going to argue with you and your team. They're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Let it sink in.
Yeah, he should purposely do really bad prop comedy, and whoever doesn't laugh, he fires.
Yeah.
You could hire Carrot Top. That
Yeah,
could be a whole
that's how
thing.
Carrot Top rolls.
Yeah.
That's why he's got no friends. Poor Carrot Top. My favorite Carrot Top is Liz McDonald.
I'm a Carrot Top now?
You're kind of red.
I have
Aren't
to
you
talk
red?
to a hairstylist.
No, you're kind of red. Your hair's a little red.
It's not even hued red, really.
Yeah.
It's red.
All right, whatever.
All right, it could be the drugs. Did he spend too much on Twitter?
What?
Do you think he spent too much on Twitter?
Yeah, I think he overpaid. You know, I was wondering about the business model, this business model of being like America's finger-waggy Miss Jane Hathaway of Beverly Hillbillies, telling everybody what to think.
Yeah.
You know, and then censoring. It's like having Rachel Maddow and Nicole Wallace balled up in one, overseeing a business, and then censoring what people think, but allowing on the Ayatollahs, China's dictators, Putin, ISIS doing battle plans. I mean, this is your business model? I mean, maybe the kitchen sink was he's going to toss all of that out with it. I don't know. So I was just wondering, like, this is the way you went? Not a good idea.
What do you mean? You think it's a bad move on him?
I think it was good. No, I think what he's going to do is like make it China's WeChat. I think he's going to have people shopping on it, texting on it, doing all sorts of things, you know, trading Bitcoin. But he's going to take it in a different direction, not just trying to be this toxic hellscape of a town square, which Silicon Valley turned it into.
Yeah,
You know?
I didn't know what WeChat was. I mean, I thought it was something else. But
I'm not asking.
aren't you the least bit
Nope,
curious?
not at all.
As to
Not-
what I thought it was?
Nope. Not even a little bit.
Kind of. Yeah, well, you know, I'm.
Damn it, Doctor.
Well, it's,
Don't say it was wee chat, though.
it was the doctor in him that made him curious. You want to put me in a 48-hour hold, don't you?
Not yet.
Kat, what do you want Elon to change about Twitter?
For me to have more followers.
Oh, well. That'll happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, it's skewed. I mean, there's one side where it gets, you know, things get banned and the other side doesn't. I also just am somebody who, you know, life is the same all the time. Anything that'll shake it up a little bit is always kind of good. So I kind of appreciate he's going to shake it up a little bit.
Isn't it great that he fired the lady who was in charge of kicking people off Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah, of course he did.
Including Trump.
Yeah.
The debate now is Trump going to come back on? Trump says no.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I mean, listen, the way to fix any bad free speech is more free speech.
Exactly.
You don't have, you know, America's babysitter sitting on Silicon Valley telling us what to say.
Right, and there's so many examples of why the whole disinformation, misinformation thing doesn't really work. I mean, they happened on Twitter, like the Hunter Biden laptop or the lab leak theory. They were wrong, and then they're wrong again, and they changed nothing. It's still the same lady sitting there. So obviously, people think he's just a jerk, but when you have tens of billions of dollars on the line, you're probably not just going to use that just to be a jerk. You're going to want to make that be a good investment.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to do that. He's not even interested in making money, Tyrus. He's just
he's going to make money just off that. But here's the thing: we're missing the bigger point. What we're seeing is the extinction of the woke culture because the woke culture lived inside Twitter. It was those people that decided who was canceled and who was not. And if they said something, if somebody tweeted something and they wanted to support it, that person would get 1 million likes and 1 million retweets. And then the CEOs would be like, my God, this is a movement. We're going to see that go away. And if you haven't checked your followers, the day he showed up, my stuff jumped up 30,000. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm not even a guy who goes and says weird or right-wing stuff. I don't believe in conspiracies. It's like work out, watch the show, come to my show, work out, look at one of my kids.
Yeah.
That's it. And they were like, we got to slow him down. We got to stop this guy.
That's radical right-wing propaganda.
What's really enjoyable are the people who are leaving, the far left liberals who are leaving Twitter, throwing their toys out of the crib, saying we're leaving Twitter.
I hope they move to Canada.
No, but this is but you watch how it changes.
Yeah.
You watch because the controller, the little Wizard of Oz, Dorothy didn't mess around. She kicked him in the ass and put him out.
And Zuckerberg got smacked also by his investors, right? They're down like 30% for.
He lost $100 billion of his
You know what's
worth,
you know what the average Twitter user's like? It's like a person that finds out their spouse has an entirely different family across the country. Because all of a sudden they're going to drop all the censorship and you're going to go, wait. You mean I've only been getting this kind of information, and now I'm getting all this information. It's just like finding out that there's been a whole secret life.
It's like being an MSNBC viewer.
Yeah, exactly. But better looking. Because I've looked at the metrics over there, and the MSNBC viewer is hideous.
I've looked at your audience. Pretty amazing.
Oh, there's that sex appeal. It's amazing. This is obviously our first Topless Fridays. So and it's been we can't show you at home, but it's definitely distracting, especially the sisters up there. Anyway, have I offended you? I hope so.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.